What's up, everybody, and welcome to Pillow Talk, Moment with the Mobleys. I am Johnny Mobley Jr.
And I'm Deirdra Mobley.
And we are an ordinary couple
with extraordinary purpose. It's too early for that, bro.
That was a hot beat. What you talking about?
What's the significance of the beat at this time?
That's just what I felt. I can't do what I felt.
Good morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
What's going on with you this morning?
I think I'm a little tired.
Why are you tired?
I didn't have any coffee last night. Well, that's why I'm tired.
You didn't have no coffee last night?
I didn't have no coffee this morning.
Oh, you a little discombobulated?
Just a little bit.
That's it? Well, what happened last night?
We had a couple of our grandkids.
You had them grandbabies.
Yeah, and we love them. Oh, God, we love them.
And that's it, period. There ain't no buts.
Oh.
Ain't no buts. We love our grandbabies. Oh. They came through, and I was really excited, and I was on the floor playing with them. And this morning, my back said, "Oh, for real? That's what you doing? Oh, okay, player."
Yeah. They just, I know Aubrey ended up going to sleep. But Rick was like, as long as this TV on, I'm going to watch it.
Rick said, if something move on this TV, I'm looking at it. I had to, I didn't turn the TV off for the light, but I had to leave the TV on something paused. And he sat there and looked at that for about a good strong 15 minutes like, Joker, there ain't nothing moving on this TV. What's happening? And he looked back with Bubba. I said, yeah, man, it's time to go to sleep, bro. Come on,
I think at that point it was 12 o'clock.
And he laid down and went straight to sleep. But it was like, Joker, if we still watching TV, I'm game. What's up? What we watching?
Right.
No, we ain't watching nothing else. I'm thinking I'm putting on cartoons and he was going to go to sleep. That kept that Joker up. But they did go to sleep and I sat up till their mom and daddy came through.
And I retired. You retired me.
Yeah,
thank you, baby.
You was in here sleeping anyway, so it wasn't like something popped off. You was going to be helping.
I wasn't comfortable, though.
You wasn't comfortable. That bottom jaw was still real relaxed. You know what I say about the bottom jaw. Just in case y'all don't know what the bottom jaw is, if you ever really want to know if your mate sleeping for real, when you go to sleep, your whole face relax. And once you get in that relaxed mode, your bottom jaw drop, and you know. That's when you know. So, although she wasn't comfortable, her face was because her bottom jaw was dropped.
That's what we doing?
Anywho, we moving right along.
That's what we doing?
No, that ain't what we doing, girl. I don't need. Come on now. I feel all right. My back hurting a little bit, but I feel all right now. So we need to talk about what we're going to talk about today because I think it's needed. It's heavy. And
we going to need it in a minute.
Well, I mean,
but you're telling people about my job.
I've been trying to tell you let's do this. But you're always saying no.
Well, that's because I knew.
Why do you say no?
I mean, I said no, and they have no idea what we talking about what I said no to.
Okay, well, we going to do this. So today,
pause and tell them what we talking about.
So today, we are asking the question, should you go to couples therapy? Let that ponder for a minute. Should you go to couples therapy? Deidre, now go ahead and elaborate on what you were saying.
Because you need to go lay on somebody's couch.
It was a couple of times in our marriage where I said, we need to go see somebody. And
Deidre said,
we ain't going to see nobody.
You're
I don't know why you always saying that, though?
Because you was the problem, and I already knew it, so I didn't need nobody to tell me that.
Wow.
That's what it was.
That's what you felt?
I'm being honest.
That's
it was part of that. That was part of the reason in my mind.
What the other reason was?
That was about...
What was the truth?
That was about 98.999% of why.
Tell me what the truth was.
The other part of it was I was just thinking like, man, a counselor mean you about to get a divorce and you need to go talk to somebody who gonna help you. Yeah. Y'all get it together or get it,
like the last step before you get the divorce.
Right. Yeah. So that was my stance. That was my perspective on, no, because if we go get a counselor, that means
we a step closer
to getting a divorce, or why do we need to go talk to somebody when we can just talk to each other?
Yeah.
Or like, and I think this is one of the biggest reasons some people have, like, I don't want nobody in my business. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know this person. What qualifies them to tell me? All that's good stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
The part that trips me out a lot about this is because I believe things. We're in 2020 now, so people remix orders of stuff and boundaries and all kind of stuff to be whatever they want it to be. They custom make it for how they are.
Mm-hmm.
But what if? Because I mean, even before you get married, everybody, encourages you to have
Premarital counseling. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't get counseling
right.
until they feel like it's nothing else that they can do
right.
to make this work.
Right.
But I say this, and I say this, I said this before, and I got jumped on a little bit about it, but I said it before, just like certain things was not designed to be certain ways, to go certain ways. Like, a woman and a man was not designed to have babies before they got married and had a family and all this. It wasn't designed.
That wasn't God's order.
No, it wasn't. So it's like when you do stuff the way you want to do it, and then the circumstances are what they are, then a lot of people don't take responsibility. And this is what I say now. We live by that. We didn't at the time, but we live by that now, and we teach that from where we are now.
Right.
And we teach that from where we are now because it eliminates different things from happening to your relationship. If certain things you can't, you get all changes in your vehicle because it's called pre-maintenance. You do a pre-maintenance to make sure nothing happens.
Right.
So that's the same thing with a therapy. If you go to couples therapy, you do that to make sure everything is good, that nothing happens. You do stuff in the right order. If you're supposed to put 93 gas in your car and one day you put 87, it might run good for a minute, but you're going to feel the effects of it. It's just certain things, certain ways, certain things are supposed to go.
Yeah.
And this 2020, you can do whatever you want to do. Like a lot of people say, my wife says sometimes, hey, babe, boo, if you like it, we love it. You're going to do you. We just not over here doing that.
Right.
Y'all handle y'all, we going to do us.
Exactly.
And at this point now, that's all we can do is give information. So if you have the option to get the information and you can roll with it, then you do it. If you don't want to do it, that's cool too. Listen, if this podcast has been helping, man, and we appreciate everybody that's following us. So continue to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, like, share, subscribe on YouTube, rate us on Apple Podcasts. Check us out on the website, www.momentswiththemobleys.com.
Can I interject something really quick? And this has absolutely nothing to do with this topic or this session. But Lord. Is your beard connecting?
Did you really just put me out there like that?
One side didn't connect, but now it is? No, I'm for real. I'm like for real, legit for real.
It is connected.
I'm excited about it. I'm sorry. I mean, we can go back to what we was talking about.
Shouts out to Paigey Pooh because she would not cut my beard while I was home.
It is connecting. I'm excited about it, and y'all may not understand, but this is a journey for my husband, and he has wanted to cut it off for so long, but what we was just talking about, the process of it, he was getting tired of the process of it. And everybody was telling him, just let it do what it's going to do, Johnny. Give it time.
You got to get the ugly beard before you get the good beard. I'm like, Joker, I got a piece of hair growing in the top part of the middle of my cheek by itself. Ain't nothing else happening.
It's connecting, yep. And even this part or something like that wasn't or whatever. And
the beard struggle is real.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it.
And then I had my director over on the media, he just around here, he grow hair all around his eyes and stuff, and I can't
issues with it. He don't know the struggle.
My brother-in-law, he do the same thing. My brother-in-law, I cut his beard off 75 times and it done grew
And it
back.
still grow back before yours.
I was like, boy.
Yeah, but you know what, baby? You know what I look at that as? What they say, the finer things take time.
Yeah.
So the wine takes the fine wine takes a long time to get there.
You trying to slick and say I'm fine?
Listen, I ain't got to slick say it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got to even slick say it, and I am completely. Every part of me is excited about the fact that your beard is connected. Okay.
We need to take an intermission.
We don't. Okay. Let's go on back. Let's
just
go on
checking.
back.
We just talked about sex and intimacy.
Listen, I'm so tired of you. Let's go.
Just saying,
Let's go.
That's the intimacy part right there. What you just did.
You're right.
That was the closeness.
I slid that right on in.
That was the closest.
Y'all like
you
that?
Was touching me with your words.
Did
you touch me in them places with your words, girl?
You touched me with your words. That's a T-shirt or something, isn't it? You touched me with your words. That's a greeting card. That's a greeting card or something. Or
I don't know what it is.
You touched me with your words, y'all. Hold on,
girl,
we're gonna be right back.
Me in that place.
We're gonna be right back.
Words. Don't touch me there with your words.
You're gonna be right back, y'all.
Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving. All right, so we gonna talk a little bit about it. This is a heavy topic, and we want to give y'all a lot of information. So what we're gonna do is cut this up in two parts. Most of our stuff we usually cut up in two parts.
Yes, y'all say they forever cutting stuff up into two parts because the stuff be good, y'all.
It be good, and it be good information we be trying to get out to you. So, all right. So you want to start it out, Mobley? We go just go. So some of the reasons that you just said that you wouldn't have said before, but you say now because we're just in that place,
right?
So. It's so many couples that feel like that. I think one of the most things that they feel is that, just like you said, the fear of when we go to therapy, if we go to any type of marriage counseling or couple counseling, that this means it's the end. That means we can't help each other.
Yeah.
So we can't do it ourselves. We got to get somebody else involved. And then if that happens and it don't work, then I guess that means we just don't belong together. And that's not what that means. Mm-hmm. It's just so not what it means. My whole thing is how people stay together so long trying to do it and it don't work, and they do the not working thing for 20 years and they become numb to it. Mm-hmm. They become content where they are. They just do whatever it is to do to survive.
Yeah.
In that, and I always say this. One of my dream cars to get is a Bugatti, and Bugatti they can run anywhere from 285, and I'm talking about the speed from 285 miles an hour on the dash to 325. Mm-hmm. I believe it's something that go faster than that. Now, in my mind, it's dangerous for you to go that fast. But if I get this car, when I get this car.
Because I'm working on it for you, baby.
When I get this car, y'all got to realize and understand that it's going to come a time where the pieces are going to connect perfectly. I'm going to be somewhere, and it's going to be about 1,000 miles of straightaway.
I hope it's on the track somewhere.
I don't know where it's going to be at.
Need to be on a secure track.
Don't nobody else need to be there. And it's going to be a time where I can connect that part to it and just hit that gas and ride. Now, this car is designed the faster you go, there are things that happen to the car to make sure the car don't lift up, don't go in the air, don't do none of that stuff. Tails come out, out the side, out the back, wings, all that stuff to make sure the car does not lift up. So my whole thing would be I would do that and I wouldn't get caught. Now, I can probably pretty much tell you it'll probably take a very, 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 very long time for me to get up to 285 or 3 on that dashboard. But I'm going to try it. And it's not a person out here who would not try that they have the opportunity to. So, and I said that to say, why would you want to have a relationship that can have a possibility of so much that can happen that is great, and you don't try? You never try. So you just got the Bugatti, and you driving 25 miles an hour everywhere. I really think that's a law somewhere. They break your law. I think the police will come.
They don't have no law on that, baby.
But listen to me. You don't think if
Well,
you
they have a
to,
minimum speed law.
come take the car from you?
Well, I would drive it and go probably about 50 at the most.
Yeah, you're not gonna go fast unless you're trying to get the churn to school or something like that.
Here we go. This why we needed the counseling. This is why. Excuse me. This is why I said we didn't need it, because it's always his fault.
No, because
it was never my fault.
I never knew
I knew
about
that, so I didn't need nobody to tell me that.
She used to have my kids scared going to school. I didn't know until we got older.
They used to get there on time, and they used to get there safely.
They said, "Daddy," she used to be driving that van. We used to be on the side door. I said, "Why y'all seatbelts weren't on? Seatbelts for brake, Daddy." She was turning so fast and stopping and stuff, and I was like, "Oh Lord!"
They used to get to school on time, though.
You know, she used to look at them and say, "Don't uncover me."
Don't tell you
what person this is.
They talking about me to you and telling you that I was driving fast, but they would talk about you to me.
All right, let's stay on
Daddy
point.
Didn't care that we was late for school because he drove 10 miles an hour.
I want y'all there safe.
Whatever.
Well, regardless, they still pass, so we in there. They still pass. They got there.
What the passing got to do anything with it?
Anyway, like I was saying, I see no reason why a couple should make the decision to get married, to be in a marriage, and not seek or crave the full potential of what the marriage could be, what the relationship could be.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe that couple counseling or couple therapy can help with that. I really do, because there are a lot of things that happen.
But you know what's crazy? Not to cut you off, babe, but the thing about this is that each one of these reasons that we're going to share with them, or some of them today, some of them on the next one, but we've been through.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
You know what I'm saying? So in this instance, it's like, you know, had I known then what I know now, I think I may have been more receptive to it. But just, you know, when I was looking through this stuff, it's like, these are things that we've gone through, and I really just want y'all to know that this marriage is together still by the grace of God. It all of everything is God, is ordained by Him, contained, you know, maintained. It's by God, point blank, period. Because we didn't go and sit on nobody's couch. You know,
I tried to get us.
We reached out to the ultimate counselor, who is the Lord God Almighty, and said, if this is going to be this, if it's going to be what it is, you going to have to do it.
Well, I ain't going to say I did that in the beginning.
No, I'm not talking about like in the beginning. I'm talking about when I think we have finally reached like our point of,
all right, we
are we here? Are we going to be together? Do we want to be
once
together?
Once we made a decision
to
say we're going to be together, we got to make this work.
Yeah.
And then that just closed off so many gateways of other stuff trying to be in there. Once we got on that same page.
And we asked God to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before, I just used to ask God, Jesus, why you brought this into my life?
Yeah. He used to blame it on me, y'all.
This is not what I asked.
But it wasn't my fault that you had issues before I got with you that made
you right, turn. I did. And I said, Jesus, this is not what I asked for. You know what he said?
What'd he say?
You ain't asked for nothing. You just went out there and picked something.
You did. But however, you also said that you knew that when you met me, that I was going to be your wife.
Yeah, deep
down in my soul.
Yeah, deep.
You remember that church song?
Yep.
Deep down in my soul. Okay,
but it was yeah. I knew.
Come on, let's get into it, babe.
All right, so
here are some signs, y'all, and we gonna, like I said, we're gonna share a couple, and then we'll, you know, wait on the rest of them. And it also said, you know, we're just going back to what I told you and giving you the reasons that I told you earlier on that I didn't think that we needed, or I didn't want to go, you know, just the mention of that, you know, made me fearful. And it's because of what I didn't know. And that's what a lot of people deal with because the idea of going to see somebody and tell them the most intimate parts of yourself, your thoughts, your actions, and giving that information to somebody else who doesn't know you, that's sometimes a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And so just the fear of not knowing what it entails, or who to go see, or who to think about picking out
Yeah.
to go talk to, or that whole process, that scares people.
And
And then
then
they
the
think, well,
process
it's gotten too bad, nobody can help us.
and the process and the fear of, and I think if everyone really look at it, I would say probably the biggest fear is, I believe people know in their marriage when certain things are going on, they got some kind of inkling of an idea. And then
Yeah.
and here's the thing, they got an inkling of an
Excuse me.
idea, and they got a percentage of exactly what it is, but they don't want to face it.
Right.
And
Right.
going to a
Right.
couples counseling may bring that out, and they don't want to hear the truth.
Right. Right. Because I guess they feel like as long as they don't acknowledge it or
Maybe
bring it to
it'll
the
fix
forefront,
itself.
then maybe it'll fix itself.
Because
Absolutely.
I'm a Christian and
Absolutely.
Jesus loved me, and he go fix this for me because surely he is love, and he's going to help me get through this, baby. That process.
You got to put on the work. You got to put in the work for these things because it's your life. It's your marriage. And I think like we just said, some people are not sure of, okay, they make up their mind, okay, we do need to find somebody, but who is that person going to be? Or, just like we tell couples, well, let's meet up.
Yep.
At first. Let's meet up. Let's see, because not only are you trying to see and figure, and try to, as they say, sniff us out, or see what we talking about, or if it's a good fit for you, we are trying to see the same thing, because it may not be. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's fine and that's okay. But we acknowledge that within the first meeting.
Yeah.
And we'll encourage you to go and talk to somebody else, or go try to find somebody else if we ain't what you want.
Yeah, well, it ain't that. It's not
I know.
what you
I
want,
know.
but
It's
if
just
it's
not a good fit. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a real true counselor who wants to help, a real true therapist that wants to help, they understand they're not hurt by their pride, that they can't help you.
Right.
And they know
Right.
if they can help you or not
Right.
within the first session or two.
Yeah.
So if they come to you and they tell you that they think somewhere else would be a better fit, that's a connection that they're basically saying, okay, maybe something is here that I don't think I can really help you with. But I care enough about you and your relationship to send you to some place that I know you would get to help you.
Right.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
Now, all therapists and counselors don't do that. They got a series of ways that they'll go through different things to figure out the bottom line of stuff.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's some of the same stuff, man. But we just do stuff different, and all counseling and therapy is different.
Yeah.
We just choose to do it a certain way, because at the end of the day, we want the relationship, the marriage, to work.
Yes, sir. We do. We absolutely do. So here's the thing. Here's the first sign that it might be time for y'all to go and sit in somebody's chairs or lay on somebody's couch. Trust has been broken. Ooh, Mobley. Trust has been broken. This is one of the most common reasons that couples seek therapy. They are needing help in overcoming what has been seen to be a major breach of trust. It could be infidelity. It could be an emotional affair. It can be a series of lies or deception about money. But in any case, we've said this before, once trust is broken, it takes a while to earn it, but it can be lost in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the first signs that you might need to go talk to somebody. I'm
gonna tell you my take. It's so many different things for the trust to be broken. When you grow, sometimes I can say this for myself. Sometimes I'll say most of the time you
Mm-hmm.
do not understand exactly what trust is. You just don't.
What do you mean?
You don't understand the weight or the value of what trust is.
Mm-hmm.
Trust, a lot of people connect trust with being loyal. Um and trust is just, in my book, trust is, it's a growth, it's a growth characteristic.
Right.
For me to trust where I'm at now is not the same trust when we first met.
Mm-hmm.
We have acquired a lot more. We
Mm-hmm.
have grown a family. We got kids. We got grandkids. So the trust that I have and that we have now for each other is completely different.
Right.
It runs deeper. And we say this all the time, and people believe that they tell their truth, and I'm completely truthful with them,
Mm-hmm.
and they know everything about me and all this other stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we on the same page. And when you first get with someone and you first get married, that's not the case. You don't tell everybody about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the truth. Because that level of trust, that percentage of trust is not there.
Right.
So it has to grow.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuff it's stuff that we found out about each other as we moved on in our life, as marriage and stuff, that we was like, what indeed? What? This is what you do?
This is
This
what
who
you
you
do?
are?
Is that what you said?
What the what?
You were startled?
It's just stuff that happens.
Yeah.
So it's a whole nother level of trust. It's so many different levels of it. So trust is not, trusting someone is I think
It's
it's a
not given.
mutual.
Yeah.
It's a mutual two-way street. So when I trust my wife, that means I trust the decisions that you make. I trust when you leave here, the decisions that you're gonna make for me, on behalf of the family, on behalf of your kids, on behalf of God. I trust all that in all the areas of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe I trust you. It's some people that trust their spouse but don't trust them in every area.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know they got a weakness. They say, I trust that he's going to go out and make money and provide. Oh, I trust him. He ain't going to never let us go, hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he going to make sure the kids got such and such. But I don't trust that when he say he going to work, he always going to work. Or I don't trust when he say this, he's always doing that. And that's when the compromise come in at, because then you compromise with yourself and say, what do we really want? Do we want the house and all this? Do I even want to know? Because we done had this before. We done dealt with this before, and it's just not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to pick my poison. Either I want a house, my kids provided for, all this stuff, or I want him to be a whole person in every area of his life. And there's people that live their life right now that live with that. Parts of trust in their life.
Parts of trust. That's good. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, my answer is always, okay, give me the whole person that I can trust, not the, material things and all that stuff, because that's just what it is. Material stuff. It's not going to last. But that's good that you broke it down to say, yeah, I trust that you're going to provide. I trust that you're going to make sure that we have a home and make sure that, the bills are paid and make sure that we eat. But that there's that small part of you that I
don't
may
trust
not
you with
trust.
my heart.
Right. You're right.
I don't trust that you're going to make the best decisions for us.
Absolutely.
For the kids, for the family, I got that. But for me, not so much.
Yeah. I don't trust that wandering eye.
Yeah.
Or them wandering
lips. I don't trust this stuff. And now I'm in a position, people, women and men feel like they're in a position to where if I say something about this, that's going to disrupt this other
everything
parts
else
of my life.
But in all actuality, it's already disrupted.
Yeah.
It's not even true. Because you are living that facade. You are living that fake, whatever this is, situation, that fakeness that, oh yeah, I do, but I do trust him. I may not trust the fact that he's not going to go and talk to this person, that person, and every, skirt that passes by, he's not going to look at it or try to talk to it.
Or
But he
every
does provide.
yeah.
I trust that he's going to at least bring home the money. No, no, no.
Or he go
No.
stay out and he go drink, or he go stay out and he go do this, or he go stay out, or she go stay out and do this, and whatever the case is. So it's a lot of layers of the trust. Now, I believe that when you first get married, the 100% trust is not there. Because I knew that. I didn't know that when we first got married, but I know that now.
Mm-hmm.
That it was a lot of things that I didn't know. It was a lot of things that you didn't know.
That I didn't know either.
But it's a lot of stuff that I expected
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't know I should expect. It's so much involved in this. But when you build on a flimsy foundation,
Mm-hmm.
then it don't take much to break
To fall apart.
It don't take much for you to make a decision to go outside your marriage. It don't take much.
Yeah.
It just don't take much.
But you know what? For me, and this is the thing that I love about where we are now, because the things that literally came to break us has actually strengthened us.
Yeah.
Like the things that, we can laugh about today, we was dang near fighting each other about when they happened. And I always make light of this, and I always bring this up when we reminisce about something that happened, or if we talking to the girls, I'll say something, like, yeah, y'all, because, your daddy at one point, he'll be like, baby, I'm going to check this club out for us. I'm going to check it out. I say, and yep, he came home the next day afternoon, early afternoon, and he had a tattoo. And he left the night before.
Yeah, that was me.
But that was I was y'all, and I was naive in a whole lot of areas. But I knew that day. Now that day, I think we may have come to blows that day, because what do you, and that was one of the things that, even though that I knew you loved me, I knew you loved our children, I knew that you were committed to us. I think at that point, that caused the trust to break, to like chip off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That if you see trust as the foundation, as this piece of big cement, that holds everything together, that things like that kind of chipped away.
Yeah.
At me saying, do I really know this man? Like, who is this part of him? That, and like I said, now I can look back at those moments, at those situations, at those events that happened, and say, now to me, what it looked like is, because we met at 14, because we were married by 19, by 21, had all these kids, and we were still trying to grow up.
Yeah.
I think you were still at a point to where you were still trying to grow up.
Yeah.
You was, like you said, that was an out for you, to be able to go and dance and, do whatever, just release everything that was in your mind that you were carrying.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, now I can say that from a mature place. But at that point, I'm like, Joker, we in this thing together. If you're telling me one thing, but you're doing another, then
you lying.
You lying.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
You was lying. Because my intentions, and when I did stuff like that, my intentions were I just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't love my kids, not that I love you.
That's truth.
But the whole situation and how it was and what I expected it to be and all that stuff, it wasn't what I expected. So I just didn't want to be there. So I figured if I got out for a while and was able to do me, then I can tolerate it a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, I use a lot. I did the drinking before I got home to try to tolerate. There was a lot of different things, but it wasn't until we sat down and said, "All right, Joker, we in this. We got to make some decisions."
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, y'all. It's decisions that has to be made in your life because it's gonna better your life.
Right.
It's not necessarily that it's the right decision or the wrong decision, but it's because it's going to better your life. That's why we always tell couples who come to us and they saying it's just not working out, it's just not this, 100% of the time it's because you've never tried. And that's being real.
Yeah.
You just never tried.
Yeah.
You feel like you tried because a lot of energy and all this other stuff gone. But there's a lot of stuff you just never tried. There's layers of your spouse that you have no idea about.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't, the marriage is supposed to be a deep, deep connection. It's not something that's layered. It's a deep, deep connection.
Yeah.
And if you don't try, it won't work. It just won't work. You have to change your whole mindset. So, the things that it says, perhaps it was infidelity, in the form of sex or emotional.
Yeah.
Most of the time it starts out emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I say almost all the time it starts out emotional.
Yeah.
Even if it's a deep emotion or if it's not.
Yeah.
It starts out emotional. A series of lies and deception. And that's the part that where I didn't feel like I was lying to you or deceiving you. I told you what I was going to do, and that's what I was doing. But I had every intention of not coming back that night.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to stay out as long as I could. I couldn't go to my parents' house because they were going to send me home. Couldn't really talk to your parents because I didn't want them to think I was an old bum and wasn't taking care of my family out all night.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't go to a couple of friends of mine because I wasn't trying to hook up with no chick or nothing. I just did not want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was go to the club. I love to dance. That's what I did. I went to the club. You said what the tattoo had to do with it?
Right.
I was feeling real.
That was another form of self-expression.
I had them.
You wanted to express yourself?
Yeah, I was trying to get myself together.
And he does have that tattoo, of course, still to this day.
That I got when I was drunk, and I bled a whole lot. You ain't supposed to get a tattoo when you bleed. I was bleeding a whole lot. And I think Buddy that was doing the tattoo, I told him, I just had a couple of drinks. He was like, just a couple? Yeah. All right, Johnny, man, I know you, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And when I started bleeding, he wanted to stop so bad. But he was halfway through. I like, man, don't worry about it. He said, man, you losing a lot of blood. Dude, I'm cool. I bleed like this all the time.
But remember, I said to you the other day, I was like, I think your tattoo needs to be refreshing. And
you
was like, nah, I'm straight.
I'm straight, bro.
I'm straight. I just really think that you need to get a picture of me just over that.
Like the picture you got of me on you?
Yeah. You ain't knew that, did you?
Yeah, I knew it. It's internal.
Anyway, the next thing is going to be that we're leading into, because it's about to be one, is arguments are getting more frequent. That's another one of the signs that it might be time to go talk to somebody.
But let me say this with the trust part.
Okay.
And this part is always going to be a part of this. When you choose to go to counseling,
mm-hmm.
it's not saying that your marriage is over. It's saying that you need help.
Yeah.
And you need a place where neither one of you know these people, that you can go
somebody
in
can
that's
be that
neutral.
Can be right.
That
can be
is
objective.
Neutral.
Yeah.
But have tools that they can help you.
Yeah.
And you can be vulnerable.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the part that people don't get. The vulnerability that a person needs to be, even when they're married, people don't go there.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a man's mind, if I'm vulnerable, that means I'm showing myself weak. I ain't really a man. She go see me, this, that, and the other. We had a whole conversation. Woman being vulnerable, I'm being vulnerable. That means I'm weak and I need him and I don't need him. I can be independent. I can do
mm-hmm.
stuff by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what that stuff means.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that if we need something fixed or talked about or whatever the case is, then
mm-hmm.
this is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And this is the only way it's going to get done.
But
you can't fix what you don't acknowledge.
You right. And that's it. And I when you said that, I go back to thinking about like you said, when we finally, I think that the last thing that finally happened, when you left and while you were gone, I think I made some decisions up in my mind.
Yep.
Like, I'm not about to be vulnerable, to him or to
anyone. For nothing
right.
Else.
And so that was it. I know I'm not going to show my vulnerability to him or anybody else. You want to do what you want to do. So this is what my response is.
Yep.
I'm about to, as they call it today, I'm about to boss up. I'm about to go out here and get my own bus tickets.
I'm about to find
You
my
keep
own
that one
transportation.
car that we got.
Keep the car
and go
'cause
back
you got
to your
the
mama
job,
house.
You make the payments. You keep it. We good.
We good.
I'm like, how you mean you good? I mean, you got the kids. We fine.
Yep, we fine.
Have a nice night. Click. What did she just hang?
I did. Because I was not going to be. I was tired of the foolery.
Yep.
Is what I was tired of, the foolery.
Yep.
Because you don't be trying to leave and then come back and sneak in the back door the next morning because you thinking I got somebody up in there laying up in there playing with me. That's not what it was.
I would have hated to have the burn.
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, But anyway, that was just a good point that you said, because at that moment, that's what I felt.
Yeah.
I'm no longer going to be vulnerable to him. I'm no longer going to act like I can't make it without him. I'm no longer going to give him that power to think that I need him. And that was my mindset at the moment.
And let me tell y'all this. If at any point in time in your marriage you feel like you don't need your spouse to do something, you don't need your spouse to be involved in something, you don't need your spouse to move forward in something, then that's probably red flags.
That's a whole bunch of red flags.
That's just probably red flags. And I'm not saying needing them as a dependent, like you're not a individual.
Right.
I'm saying being able to have a whole nother life or make a decision about stuff that your spouse has no idea about. Do my wife know every single thing that I do? I try to tell her every single thing that I do. Everything that I do, she's most of the time with me or a part of it. We do a lot of stuff together. Every decision that I make, it's I have responsibilities.
But that's both of us.
Yeah.
And so that's our decision to do that, to communicate, so we stay in a healthy place. Even I don't care if I'm, and some people might be like, well, why y'all got to do all that? Like, literally, hey babe, I'm going this place and I'm going that place, and I'm probably talking to you on en route to those places.
Yeah.
If I got errands to run, I'll be like, okay, well, babe, I'm here now. I'll shoot you a text and say, well, I'm here now. You need anything? Or I'm headed back home. But I'm gonna stop here to do this or just whatever.
It's the whole rhythm.
Because everything, like you said, we do is intertwined. We are constantly in communication with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a part of our rhythm. The rhythm can change, the song can change, the beat can change, but we both got to know that it changed.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't have to know exactly what melody, what tone, what this, what that, but I need to know that we're not doing this song no more.
Right.
And that's what happens. People do other songs, and then nobody knows song, and I'm over here saying a rap joke, and you over here in opera.
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't told me nothing.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me. So
yeah.
That's the reason we do what we do. The rhythm can change, the beat, the mute, everything can change. I don't know how, because I trust her. So when the music change, when the rhythm change, we on the same song, and I trust that she got her part, and I'm gonna do my part.
Yeah.
That ain't the problem. The problem is when the song change and the rhythm change, I'm over here doing country and you over here doing reggae. How that happen? That's where the issue coming at.
Yeah.
So the being vulnerable, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
You have to have a transparent, vulnerable moment in your life, and it needs to, if all possible, it needs to be planned to where it can be taken care of, and then they can be taken apart and then try to be put back together again. It don't need to happen in crazy, because being vulnerable in the wrong situation is going to tear your marriage up, your relationship.
Detrimental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next thing, like you said, arguments
get more frequent.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you talked about you use music as the example, because it says, do you notice that the rhythm of your day-to-day life is shifting to feel more conflict-oriented? Well, there you have it. We led into it and didn't even realize that we was leading into it. But that's what happens. Now we conflicted. We arguing about everything from the type of milk to buy to the type of vehicle we driving.
And
or purchasing.
Every other word I'm saying, she getting on my nerve with this foolishness. She always trying to, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm being completely transparent right now. I had some of them times now.
You did. You had one of those moments yesterday when I asked you to pull that dress.
Joker.
We do.
Let me tell you something.
Still
we
have
had those
moments. We do.
But this is the thing. We're at a place now that she know I had those moments, but she good with it because I still do it. And this is what I tell her all the time. Because I don't smile and sing and blow bubbles and have the stars fall from the sky every time, don't mean if you need something done, I'm the dude. Allow me to do it. But don't put that kind of pressure on me to do it every time the way you want me to do it. I'm doing it. And it took her a long time because my wife is the emotional touch person. So why you look like that though? Baby, come here. Well, I mean, I don't want you to look like that while you doing it. Joker, you want this thing tied or not? What you want? See, never mind. I just get one of the girls.
That's what I just call nastiness, y'all. That's what he being.
But
he was
this is the thing. Nasty. You know, this is the thing.
I want you to cheerfully tie this thing on the back of my dress.
And I tell her this all the time. I was like, baby, we are human beings and we are flawed. And I got you. But because
you always got me.
I
always know that.
But you got to let me get you sometimes the way I can get you. Do not want me to get you this specific way and keep me in that bubble. Don't do that.
You say you're gonna get me.
Let you
get
the way
me
I want to get you.
Want to get me.
Sometimes you gotta allow that to happen.
But sometimes I got to tell you how to get me.
But that's fine when the opportunity is there.
Okay.
But you got to
feel like this is just.
But you got to know the rhythm. Tell me the rhythm gonna change if we changing the song. Because if you don't, I'm still over here doing the reggae. While you trying to change R&B slow mo, hey. I'm over here off beat and I'm over here and you trying to do loving you. No, Joker, I'm over here. I'm over here.
But I could fit that song into that beat.
I feel you. But you be trying to get me to change every now and then.
No, I can fit that song into that beat.
Anyway, going back to what we was talking about, because she'll slide something, move in another lane quick.
I will.
But I'm human, man, and this happens in a lot of marriages because you expect your spouse to do something all the time a certain way.
The same way. Yeah. You're right.
And the truth is that's not real. Now, if that is real, God bless you. And email us on momentwiththemobleys@gmail.com and allow us. Please help.
No, it
tell us,
change.
and then we will help you put this out in a book. Because I promise you. But I'm human, man. Sometimes I don't feel like it. I'm a husband all day, every day. I'm her man all day.
Oh, I was about to say.
I'm her man all day, every day. Regardless if I feel like it or not. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be that. If she need it, I'm there.
And I think the one thing that comes to mind, and not that this leads into an argument, but I do expect you to do it. Let me put it like this, past tense. I did expect you to do it the same way every time.
Yeah.
Is when it came time to put on my bracelet. Because
I done bought you all these panorama
y'all,
bracelets.
he bought me a Pandora bracelet.
Whatever the bracelet's called. And she got all these bracelets and stuff, and she can't put not nail one on. And I'd be like,
well, okay, no. So the initial bracelet was a gift from my mom. And when we were on vacation, I think it was last year, you bought me like a whole bunch of charms to try to go ahead and fill it up, even though I still got some more to go.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. So anyway, and so now what happens is every morning or every other morning when I do wear it.
This is now,
y'all, because at one point I wanted him to hold it a certain way while he buckled it. No, you got to turn it around this way.
That. Do it like this. Well, why you got to look like this? I'm gonna tell you, she went as far as looking it up on YouTube to find a way that you can put your bracelets on by yourself without assistance.
Yep, we're using tape.
So for a while, she'll sit on the side of the bed, and it take her more time to get this tape and tape it to her arm, and then get the tape come loose and don't stick. And I just be looking at her, and I
want y'all to see me kicking his leg.
You want me to help you?
Now.
And there was a couple of times she's like, "No, I got it. Okay then."
That's right, and that was that part of me that I had a flashback.
Yeah.
From when he left that time, I had a flashback. Yeah. I'm gonna do this by myself, and I'm not gonna ask him no more because these people say on YouTube, you just get a piece of tape and you tape the one piece part of the bracelet to your arm, and then you can hold the other side, and then you can snap it and then take the tape off.
But you can't put lotion on your arm with the bracelet and then try to put tape on your arm while you try to put the bracelet on. And see, there's a lot of dynamics in that she ain't understand. But that's fine. But my whole thing is, you want me to have this sweet smile on my face every time I'm doing it. So now, you know what she do? She comes dropping on the table like, get ready, because I'm about to swing back by here, put this bracelet on me so I can keep moving. That's how she do it now. I be in the middle of doing something, boy. She just drop it, click, click. That's your sign. Get ready. I'll be right back. And then I look. And then when she come back, I stop what I'm doing, get the bracelet, put it on. Thank you, lovey. And then she can move on.
And now
that's how we do it.
We have a perfect rhythm to how we go about the bracelet at this
she
point.
She don't care how it looks. She don't care.
That's right.
But this is what it is. And let me not say she don't care. She understands now. She understands. So and we move forward with that. But stuff like that will cause arguments.
Yeah.
Not getting rest will cause arguments. Not talking about stuff with your spouse will cause arguments. Being frustrated, holding stuff, not communicating, that stuff will cause arguments. And it doesn't even
have to be anything that you're frustrated with that concerns me.
Yeah.
Because I do feel, and I know you, so I know when you're, frustrated, or you may have a crisis situation at work. I know how to say what I need to say and say, okay, I'm gonna talk to you later, babe. I'll call you back. Because like years and years ago, that used to be a big issue for me.
Yeah.
That would lead to an argument. Like, because of the compound of your work makeup. There are times when I do call you in the middle of the day and I be like, hey babe, what you doing? And I'll start talking about something and there's no response. And it's not that you're being nasty, but there's no response. Or there's one-word responses. Even when texting, I know when he is engulfed in something at work because I might send him this text that I think that's just real juicy, and then he'll send me some. I'll be like, hey, babe, I made it to work safely. This is a text, y'all. I made it to work safely. I'm good. I love you forever. You're the king. You and nobody does it better than you, baby. Thank you for being you. I love you forever. And then I got back a text that say, okay, babe, have a good day. What?
And she be feeling some kind of way about that, boy.
And that in response to that caused me to pick up my telephone.
She be like,
hey. What'd I say, babe?
What you doing? Working, babe. What's up? You good? Yeah, I'm good. Did you see the text? Oh, hold on. I might didn't see it. And then I look and I'll be like, yeah, what text? Did you just send me one? Yeah, I sent you one like 15 minutes. I said, babe, I answer you. That's the answer you had? What? Did you read the text? I was like, oh, Lord, baby, I was caught up had a conversation. Come on, man. She be wanting me. But this is the thing. She don't do that to start nothing with me. She just wants you to know. Just understand. I put a little something heavy in that text right
like
there,
I done been driving to work. I done been worshiping the Lord. You done dropped in my spirit. I'm praying for you. I'm just really excited about our relationship. I'm excited about our love.
You say I dropped in your spirit.
I said the Lord, dropped you in my spirit. I done prayed for you at that moment that something was going on or something like that.
Where I was at. I wasn't in your spirit already?
Baby, stop.
I'm just asking. I'm using your words.
You're always in my spirit. What I'm saying is that I know there are times when
he put me to the forefront.
There's heavier. You're heavier in my spirit.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You said I dropped in your spirit as if I'm not in there.
You know exactly what I mean.
Okay.
Don't try to throw that off to take the light that I'm shining on the fact that I poured out my heart to you in this text message, and you gonna send me
Was it your
something back to
heart?
say it was.
Was it just
It was.
okay? I can't tell you.
You
I can't
right.
tell you what's your heart
You
and what's
right.
not.
You
'Cause
right.
I just protect it and I love on your heart and all that.
Yeah,
Good
well,
stuff.
that day, particular day, you didn't love on my heart. You didn't love on my words because you sent back a text and you said, "Okay, love you, babe."
Okay, so we go finish staying with the arguments.
You're
and
right.
getting more
Well, there you
faithful.
have it. We just gave y'all a great example
Great
of it.
example.
However, the purpose in me saying that was that I understand,
Yeah,
and we're connected, so I understand that there's something else going on.
yeah.
And so even with that phone call, it wasn't that I called to argue or to start something. It was just a call to say, Joker, I know you might be in the
Put
middle of
me on
something,
notice.
but I need you to just take a second away from doing that to say, hey,
When I
my
walk in the
beautiful wife,
room,
I love you forever
let
as
me tell you
well.
something. That call was saying, when I walk in the room, I don't care how big the room is, and I don't care who else looking. I need your eyes on me. That's what that was.
And you actually told me the other day when I walked in here and I did not kiss you. And I said, well, baby, you were engulfed in a heavy work conversation and stuff like that or whatever. What did you tell me? I make time for you.
Yep. You
That's
don't.
what you told me.
You don't
You
alter
don't
nothing.
interrupt
Don't
nothing.
do nothing. If you walk in the room, you're right.
That's what you told me.
But that heat, we'll talk. We can get off. We can get off.
Exactly. We need to keep it moving.
All right. So it says maybe there are small arguments, or maybe the blowouts are huge and leaving a lot of drama in their wake, which means basically, I
We
brought
throwing things.
yeah.
We tearing down doors.
It's a lot of stuff that's happening here, and the situation that it actually is didn't. This shouldn't have grew this big. Almost like I bring a knife and then you bring a machine gun to the. What you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What you doing, Joker? This
Yeah.
why we here,
Yeah.
basically.
But it's the fact that it escalated
It's
to that.
bigger.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that it always does, or that we may start with a small, or you may start with a small something argument, and then it gradually increases.
Yeah.
To be something bigger.
And this is the part that says, when it says maybe the blowouts are huge and leaving a lot of drama in their wake. Either way, it's the pattern
of the increase. Yeah.
that is important. How often are these arguments happening?
And how intense.
Yeah. We tend to pay attention to what we're arguing about, and then we stack evidence on each other. That's what we do. She always complaining about this. She always complains. She don't see what I do. She always see what I don't do. He always doing this, and he don't know how to love. I told him exactly what needed to happen, and he didn't do it. We stack evidence. A lot of times that evidence ain't even admissible, but we stack it.
Look at you going into the courtroom.
Don't play with me.
Ooh.
Don't play with me.
Okay.
So, but we stack it.
That's
But
what it is.
we're not focusing on the issue.
Yeah.
We done went from having a disagreement, an argument every now and then. Now we having several a day. Now it's to a point to where we saying harsh things to each other. Now it's a part to where we separate, and that just separation is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And we're arguing, or y'all are arguing. This is for y'all, and you're not even really addressing the true nature of what the problem is.
It's the layer,
the root,
whatever.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, I did something to you, and you done held on to it for this long,
and I'm still holding it.
It done died down, but you saw some residue.
But it's still there. Yeah.
Of some stuff pop up.
Yeah.
So now you in a different place in your life, and now you feeling some kind of way, and now your imagination take you to a completely different situation. It could be true, could not be true, but because you ain't handling it, y'all didn't handle it in the beginning. Now we here.
Yeah.
That's how most couples handle their stuff. They don't handle their stuff, and now you here.
Yeah.
Ain't none of us perfect, y'all. It's not near one of us perfect. Me and my wife, when I tell y'all we work at our relationship, it's a straight, we work.
He a whole job, y'all.
But the benefits are absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
The things that we do together, the things that we make decisions on together, the way we impact our family, each other, the world, the way God shines and favors us. It's so many things that benefits us.
Yeah.
I said this morning before we got on air. I said, you know, being a Christian, if I haven't learned nothing, I've learned the process. Most of the time, 50% of the time, it might be uncomfortable, and then a lot of times you're not gonna like it.
Yes.
But God will show you. God is going to show you the outcome. He's going to show you the outcome, and we focus on the outcome. But then when we have to go through the process, that's when we quit. Because something happens, because something don't go your way, because surely this can't be God. This is the devil. He came in and he did something, and God might be trying to turn me away from doing this, that, and the other. But you done heard God clear on everything else, and now you saying you guessing stuff. Maybe God, maybe this, maybe that. God told you that this is what the end gonna be, and this is the process. And you, while you trying to walk through stuff is happening. God is not gonna build nothing on no faulty ground. And this is the thing that has to do with you. They ain't got nothing to do with him. He perfect, so he can build something on faulty ground and it'll last. That's who he is.
Yeah,
you can't build nothing on faulty ground.
And even in that ain't his MO.
Yeah, he is love. He is kind. We're striving to get there. I ain't that. I'm not. I strive every day to be that. That is more in me now than ever. But Joker crossed me the wrong way with the wrong thing. You ain't gonna get a whole lot of love. I'm just being real.
Just real, yeah.
But I strive to be that every single day.
Yeah.
So when you're going through the process, you got to understand the process has to break stuff off of you to put stuff back on you that you need.
And I find myself saying this more and more every day. And I think I was talking to our realtor the other day, and I said, even though things don't look good, it may not look good to you, it may not look good for you, but in the end, it's working for your good.
Yeah.
And if you allow God to be himself and completely surrender your will to his will, he'll show you. There's evidence. There's evidence that this walk and this process, it ain't gonna be, that you walking on, fluffy marshmallows and everything is just wonderful and, it's just absolutely great. It's gonna be stuff thrown in the way to distract you first and foremost and to stop you from moving forward.
Yeah.
But we got the faith. It's the works.
It's that belief, man.
Yeah, and we be like, man, I know what you said, the promises, God, but this process is, I'm going to give up and I want to quit.
We think, and this is the thing, we think because we had the faith, I don't really think people understand what faith is and the different levels of faith. There are so many different ones. He has two. You would never get the full potential of the faith God wants you to have ever while you're on this earth. People reach high percentages, but you'll never get it. It's a reason why some people can do certain things in the same lane, doing the same thing with the same profession, and they reach completely different heights than you do. The faith, the belief. They believe it. You got faith in God, but when you say that statement, I have faith in God that he's going to do what he said he's going to do. Okay, but the belief part is you actually walking in because you believe he said he gonna do what he gonna do.
Yeah, and you walking it out. Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk off this bridge. God told me I will not die, that I'll be able to walk in the air, but I'm gonna walk off this bridge, and he got me. I'll do you one better. We all in this boat. I'm gonna get out this boat because God said I can get out the boat, and I'm gonna walk. But it's other people in the boat that's looking that don't believe like Peter believed. Because if they did, they'd have got out the boat. Different levels of belief. And they can be right in your circle, but they don't believe like you believe.
Well, you better check your circle then.
They don't believe like you believe. Your circle. People can say whatever they want to say, but look how many people, including yourself, still sitting in the boat while other people done got out the boat and walked across the water. They're where they at because they believe. God said it, and that settles it. We say that all the time. God said it, that settled it. That means you ain't looking back no more. You moving forward. He said it's going to happen. It's a done deal in my book. So I'm living my life like it's finished. And I'm going to keep moving. We don't live our life like it's finished. We live our life like we trying to help Jesus. Because surely he missed this one up. He ain't got it all the way.
He don't need no help.
Boy, look here.
Yes, Lord.
So, what I don't even remember.
Yep,
what
because
we
you
was,
took me off. You done took me off to it.
we was talking about arguments.
Right.
And how frequent.
Yeah.
So it's always an underlying something, y'all.
It's always something
and
underlying.
until you true with yourself, and it's a process, man. You have to allow yourself to go through the process, and sometimes it's long, and the process is what it is. But it's not until that stuff breaks off you, your mind and your heart, that you can move forward. The arguments. So the arguments, if they're more frequent, you have red flags all the way through your relationship, all the way through your marriage that you can address. And if y'all real with it, both parties got to want it. Yeah. You got to want to do it.
Yeah.
So it says, what I said was either way, it's the pattern of the increase that is important. That's the part that we miss. We focus on the substance of what it is, but we don't look at, okay, why are we arguing so much all of a sudden?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? And me and you do that often. All right, Joker.
What's up? Something don't feel.
This is distraction.
We on a different song. What's up?
This is distraction, Joker. You trying to you remixing another. I hear the beating faint in the back, but you got another song coming on. What's happening? And then we have to talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't see it. Sometimes you don't see it. But one of us got to bring it up.
Yeah.
And then we got to be willing to talk about it.
And deal with it.
Yeah. Perhaps it's a blip on the screen with one of you going through something tough personally.
Mm-hmm.
But it could also indicate a risky tragedy.
Trajectory.
Mm-hmm. Lord, why I say tragedy?
I don't know.
Jesus. It can indicate a risky trajectory into constant arguing.
But the end result is the same. You're arguing. And 9 times out of 10, it's not about what the real issue is.
And this is the part where it says tricky trajectory. So this is when we argue about the milk. I told you that this 2% milk jacked my stomach up. How many times I got to tell you that? You supposed to be getting a silk milk. Well, I bought you that shirt last year. You don't even wear it. What? Well, you got this other thing over here. Somebody bought you this perfume. Where it came from, though? You got all this jewelry, but it just goes someplace completely different. Now you talk about all kind of different stuff. And if you stay on it long enough, then it'll get to what's really wrong. But you're not going to discuss it like it needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
So that's what happened when you have a conversation and it gets deeper. The levels get deeper. That means it's time to talk. It done came to a head. But if you're not in the right environment, this can damage a relationship.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff can be said out of emotion at the moment that can taste stuff up.
Yeah.
So you got to know the signs, man. If you're arguing frequently, more often about silly stuff, time to sit down, have a conversation. Nip
it in the bud. Quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is communication is poor. I think we kind of talking about all this already.
As we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our communication in the beginning was very poor.
Yeah.
Or my communication skills was a little less than desirable.
Yeah. I'm not going to stay on this long.
No,
because we already kind of touched on some of it. But a lot of times, the communication part has to do a lot with the listening and understanding part.
Yeah.
Because...
Are you listening to understand, or are you listening to respond?
And then your communication piece of it needs work.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we do now is we tell each other... We're in a place now that we can say whatever we need to say to each other and get whatever out.
Right.
And we're mature enough to take the bone out take the meat
Meat
out,
out,
throw the
spit
bones
the
away.
bones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the stuff not good.
Mm-hmm.
In a time in our life, we wasn't like that.
Right.
You said something crazy to me, I grab that one thing and I'm gonna hold it right here.
I'm gonna stab you with it.
Oh
in
yeah,
just a
I'm
minute.
bringing it back to you.
I'm gonna stab you with it in just a
You
minute.
done cried 7 times, done went through emotions, you done heaved, you done all this stuff, and 2 hours later, so you think I'm a sorry, such and such and such. And you like, Joker, what? In the beginning, you said you knew I was sorry.
So you missed everything else that I said after that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what can happen with communication. Counselors, therapy, the right one, they can help equip you with the tools you need to help you communicate better.
Yeah.
We still work on our communication now.
We do.
The better, and I'm gonna tell you how this go hand in hand, and then we move it.
Right.
The better you communicate, the better you listen. It improves your listen because the conversation has a lot of value to it now. Mm-hmm. It's not emotional. Mm-hmm. It's being thought through. The words you're using, all that
you're
stuff.
Intentional about.
It's intentional.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this. We actually talking about, you say something, then we talk about what you say. Mm-hmm. And then I understand and I let you know and confirm that I understand. Mm-hmm. And vice versa. It's not, okay, but what about when you did such and such and such? Oh, for real? That's what we going at? So how about this? When such and such and such? Well, my daddy told me I should have never married you because he saw a long time ago. That's when they go into all that stuff. That's not how the communication supposed to go.
And then at the beginning of that anyway, before you even sit down to communicate, talk, try to work whatever out, what is the motive right here? What am I trying to, you know what I'm saying? What is the end goal of this conversation that we're going to have? Because a lot of people come to the table ready. They come
to debate,
ready to fight, ready to debate, ready to argue, and not ready to come to a resolution. Yeah.
So,
okay.
One of the most tangible outcomes of couple therapy is an increase in communication and a major improvement in its quality. A skilled counselor can equip you with the tools that will help you connect, hear, and understand each other much better on a daily basis. I hear everything my wife say, every word, regardless of how big or small she might think it is, regardless of how big or small I might think it is, whether it has significance to the situation, to the whatever. I hear everything my wife said, and if I don't, I hear pieces. And I've literally came back. I'm gonna tell you how much I listen to my wife. One morning she came out here and she asked me how she looked, and I told her she looked good. I was engulfed in so much stuff. It was ridiculous. And I was in a place, I was zoned. So I was working on my stuff and I looked at her and I did physically turn, look at her, got all that stuff, heard what she said, and she got to work. And I called her. I had a moment, I stopped. I said, babe, I'm about to call you on Duo. I need to see what you got on. And she said, what? I said, you said something about, do I look cute in my red, white, and blue? And I can't even remember what you had on.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I need to know what you had on. Duo, I'm duoing you now. Show the video, let me see.
Yeah.
And she showed it. But she wasn't mad at me. She didn't say, oh, so I ain't even important to you or none of that. I don't know how she felt about it, but I know that that's not the dude I wanted to be. I don't want to be the dude that stuff consumed me so much that I forget about the most important thing in my life. So I stopped what I was doing at that time and I called her and I said it right. Now, my whole thing doing that because I wanted to know, because I'm her man. She asked me to look at her because Jody was ready to tell her she fine. I ain't trying to kill everybody in this. I'm not trying to do that.
Can't.
So I need to make sure I'm in place. So that's what I did. I put myself back in place and I said, this is what it is. I apologize. I had a lot going on. I know you did, baby. Yeah, but that's still no excuse. I should have paused enough. I should have slowed down enough to see you, and I didn't, and I apologize. And she accepted it. I think she felt a little, she felt a little.
I was a little nervous.
You giggled.
Yep, I giggled right after I hung up.
He loved me. Let me tell you something though. I'm telling you, man, stuff like that. For me to notice that, I was not nowhere near that at one time.
Yeah.
Because my whole argument would have been, I was working. You knew I was working. You knew I was working on heavy stuff. Why would you even ask me that during that time?
Yeah.
And it's no excuse. It's no excuse.
Yeah.
Because if for whatever reason at this time, this job goes away, my marriage is still here. My wife is still here. If I work someplace else and the dynamics change, my wife is still here. My marriage is still here. Regardless of what changes in my life, there are things that don't change. God, my wife, and my kids. And my family, it does not change.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, you got to focus on what's important, and then you got to nurture that stuff. You got to pay attention to it, man. Counselor can equip you with the tools that will help you connect, hear, and understand much better. Not saying you can't do that, but improvement. If you perfect, then that's God bless you.
Yeah.
But if you not, and you know you can be worked on, and you know stuff can happen, try it. All you're doing is getting better at what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, we going to the next one. This is number 4. So let me recap real quick.
Okay.
All right, so we got number 1, trust has been broken. And this is reasons why the question is being asked, should you go to couple counseling? Trust has been broken.
Mm-hmm.
Arguments
are getting more frequent.
Communication is poor.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, something definitely feels wrong, but you're not sure what or why.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we even touched on this while we were talking.
Yeah.
But because it's like you know something has changed, like you said, you know that you changed, my spouse or my mate changed to another song.
Yeah.
Now we on whole two different, you on R&B and I'm on reggae or vice versa, but you don't understand how that happened.
Yeah.
And you don't understand how did we get on different songs?
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to be on the same song, dancing together.
At least we think.
Well, we think. But for whatever reasons, and it could be work stuff, work commitments, it could be the kids, it could be friends, it could be other things that are distracting you from making your, I guess, relationship the most important thing.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, we are on different, as they say, different pages.
Yeah.
And now we got divorced with the reason as being irreconcilable differences.
And this is the thing. This is the thing when you're in this situation and you don't know, but you just kind of live life and you grow apart and you don't hate your spouse. Y'all cool. Y'all might have had a kid, a child or two, but y'all good. But, I love you, but this just ain't working. Maybe we picked wrong. Maybe it just, maybe it just wasn't good. We can, stay cool. Let's just go ahead and get a divorce and give love a chance. Because I want you to be happy. And if that's not with me, I have to understand that.
Who gonna say those words, Johnny?
But in the beginning, what I said was, what we stand behind is, if you have given your marriage a chance for real,
what you gonna do? What are you willing to do?
Not knowing y'all is not a reason to get a divorce.
Yeah.
Not knowing, growing apart is not a reason to get a divorce. It's just not. That's not a reason. You didn't try. Therapy is not couples counseling is not good. It's just not good for helping direct or helping with a problem or equipping you to handle a problem better. It's also equipped for identifying problems. So if you have a problem
Stuff
and
that you didn't know even was there.
hey,
Yeah.
we love each other.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what happened. And the therapist asked the right questions. Hey, let's start from the beginning. Let's tell a story. Well, this what happened. Why y'all never talked about it? Didn't know we needed to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's stuff that, but the don't know is not a reason.
Yeah.
It's just not. And a lot of people can't get a divorce because they just didn't know. But they feel good about the situation and they just didn't know. It's not a reason. Something definitely feels wrong. You know when it feels wrong, but you're not sure what or why.
Yeah. That's
Couples therapy can help.
Yeah.
Identify
and as you
that
say,
problem.
it needs a tune-up.
Yeah.
It can always, your relationship can always use a tune-up.
Yeah. And number 5, the last one for part 1.
We're going to wrap it on up. There is something you want your partner to know, but you've been unable to tell them.
Lord Jesus.
You may not know how to tell them. You may not know the words to use. You may not, know how to pick the right time or atmosphere or just whatever. You got something to tell them. Yep.
Sometimes the beauty of therapy starts with the room itself.
Yeah.
It can become a safe and supportive place for you to bring up things that are difficult to talk about
In other settings. And you need somebody to help you get that out.
A trained professional with a warm presence can often help you overcome your fears of sharing something with your partner. And they also equip you. They can equip you to be able to do this and create this atmosphere anywhere.
So it can be a healthy conversation.
Because
it may have to be hard.
It can't be dependent. Couples counseling is not for the couple to be dependent on the counselor.
Right.
It's to equip you to be able to handle your business yourself.
Yep.
That's what it's for. So you go, the ambiance, the atmosphere, the person, all that stuff is to get you moving in the right direction. Yeah. But their job is also to equip you to be able to
strengthen those muscles of communication.
That you can create this anywhere you're at.
Yeah.
Anywhere you're at, you can create this.
Yeah.
So that's that's the whole reason for couple counseling. You don't take your car to get an oil change and just leave it there till the next time you need an oil change. Because you scared it works so good after the oil change. I just don't want to leave. No, you take it out, you drive it go through weather, it go through different stuff. Other stuff happens to the engine.
Yeah.
All this stuff happens, and then you bring it back and you get it. It's called preventive maintenance. You keep getting the stuff, the oil change, the liquids changed out of the engine. You get everything checked. You get everything greased. You keep the upkeep of it. You have to upkeep your marriage, your relationship. That's what this is for.
Yeah.
That's what it is for. And when you connect with the right counselor to move forward, to do things, you get equipped to be able to change your own oil at some point in time.
Yeah.
If need be.
But I think the greatest thing about it, and as we stated before, I'm talking about y'all, I was bent, not moved on trying to get one, or I was, like I told Johnny, I was like, nope. To me, that was a cuss word. To be completely honest, to me, that was an absolute cuss word for you to tell me that. For you to even mention that we needed to go talk to somebody, we needed a counselor. Oh yeah, so pretty much you just cussed me, Mob. But I'm grateful because, as I stated, we are where we are now. And if you said, babe, I think that we do need to find, a counselor, a good, healthy counselor, preferably one that's, a Christian counselor that's married, and that can, help make sure that we keep us healthy. Yeah. I think the biggest thing that helps us is that you went to school for what you went to school for.
Yeah.
I really think that, and it's psychology for those that didn't know, but you were able to bring home a lot of things that you learned, a lot of techniques, a lot of methods, a lot of information, and share it with me and give it to me. on how to communicate, on how to talk, on how to listen, on how to, be transparent. You taught that to me, and I really can see and know that we and see our growth from the way we communicated back when we first got married to how we're communicating now,
Yeah.
even in hard conversations.
Yeah.
It's when I tell you it's completely different.
It is.
It's completely different.
It is.
It really is.
One of the things that really tripped me out about this, every time I said that, you just immediately said no. You never asked me why. Why
You're
you never
right.
asked me why?
Because I didn't want to know why. I'm for real.
You never said, why do you think we need counseling?
I didn't want to know why.
Ask me now. You don't want those things?
Why, honey?
Because I felt like it was conversation that needed to be had that I did not, at that time, I did not think you can handle.
I think sometimes
and I really needed someone else there that was neutral, that wasn't gonna be biased, but I needed someone else there to help us, not you, but us, see if I said something wrong, or if I was feeling a way that I didn't need to feel, or help you see that what I was saying wasn't horrible or it wasn't bad, but it was something that I felt that we needed to work on.
Yeah.
Now, I would never say that I don't think we ever need a counseling. I don't think we need a counselor. I would never say that. I always think that we can always have somebody that we can talk to.
Yeah.
We can always get wisdom. We can always get information and be equipped.
Absolutely.
That's not what I'm saying. But what I wanted then, I have now, because unfiltered, transparent, straight from the hip, no chaser. That's who you are now. Even through tears at some time.
Yeah.
But you do not hold back anything. You say what it is. It ain't no layers on it. And I don't know if I can proudly say this. You really don't care if you hurt my feelings.
But I know that you know that it's never my intention.
I know. But it was one time you was not like that.
Or you're right.
You're right.
You're absolutely right.
Told you, baby, say what you got to say. Joker, we together.
Yeah. But I think sometimes I still have to remind you, baby, just say it. I'm okay. I can take it.
Sometimes I feel like you can't. Sometimes I get, it's not all the time at all.
Yeah.
Every now and then I just like, if I say this, she not go, it's going to take her someplace, and I just be thinking.
And I see you thinking.
Joker, just say it.
Just say it.
And then I say it and I'll be like, and then you be like, okay. Oh, okay. I said, she will come back with something. That's valid, Johnny. I'm going to work on that. I'm like, uh-oh. What?
I told you I'm a big girl now. I'm a big girl now.
But it's taking our relationship to a completely different place, man.
Yeah.
And I thank God for it. I really thank God for it. We're going to continue to grow, man. We're going to continue to come on this podcast and share.
And we're going to find us a counselor, y'all.
we pray that this help y'all.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, y'all. If you want the best, sometimes knowing what you have and all the benefits that come with it means you sometimes got to go back to the manufacturer and ask questions. Somebody who worked there, somebody who know about it, somebody who's been equipped with it, and just ask. I always tell people all the time, I got a Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I know for a fact, I probably know about 40% of what this phone can do. This phone probably do all kind of stuff. I have no idea.
We just haven't tapped into it yet.
Yeah, but as of right now, it does everything I want it to do. And in our opinion, it do so much more. It's a very smart phone. But then I meet other people with my phone, and I be like, how you did that? Oh, I did it on my phone. And they pull out the same phone. I be like,
I have no clue.
Really?
Yeah.
But you get content. You got the newest thing. You got a product. You got what you have. but you get content where you at, not understanding and knowing and taking advantage of the full benefits of what you have can do, what it benefits you.
Yeah.
Don't sit in your marriage, man, and don't find out the full benefits. It's work. We ain't finna lie to you. It's work.
Yeah.
But you good. Find out about the stuff. It's growth. It's growth. It's evolving. It's maturity. It never
and it'll
stops,
help
y'all.
you, that person. And even, as with all things, we pray about it. So even in this, we're serious. We are going to go find us one, because I'm okay with it now, because I've matured to that point and I understand where that was coming from.
Yeah.
And so, it is what it is. But I really feel like even on this, like I said, we'll pray about it, because a lot of people be like, well, I just take it to God. But God also, he works through people.
Yeah.
And so in that search, we'll say, okay, God, you lead us to who can help us learn even more how to strengthen our muscles of communication, our muscles of trust, and all those things that we encompass in our relationship. So
we're going to keep growing, y'all. We're going to keep bringing it to you.
Amen.
Please tune in. We'll let you know when part 2 is going to be. It might be next week. It might be a week or two after. A lot of stuff can happen between now and next Saturday.
You sound real sexy saying that.
A lot of stuff can happen between now and next. I think I changed it. I think I changed it when you said
You
sexy.
changed it.
I did.
Okay.
I felt
so it's
myself
okay.
change it. Okay.
It's okay. I'll bring it back later.
But listen.
Okay.
We're about to be out. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for listening. This has been Pillow Talk, Moments with the Mobleys. I am Johnny Mobley Jr.
And I'm still his wife, Deirdra.
And we are something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
Peace out, y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Night-night.